Hi, Mr. Marla. How you doing today?
All right, how are you?
I'm doing good. Well, my name is Alicia. I'm the social worker here at Autumn Care, and I work with not only the clients, I work with the caregivers as well, the families.
Nice to meet
Nice to meet you too. Well, before we get started, I want to talk about what confidentiality is and explain it to you to where you'll understand it and when we would have to break confidentiality. So, confidentiality is what is said within these four walls will stay in this room. Unless you say that you want to harm yourself in any type of way, if you say that if you report any elder or child abuse, it will be reported, along with if court order documents, they need to see my medical records and things like that, I would have to release them. But before I do any of that, I would let you know so that you wouldn't be surprised. Okay? All right. Well, before we get started, I just need you to sign this consent form stating that I told you what confidentiality was and things like that.
you.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you. So, what brings you here today, Mr. Marlowe?
Well, I'm here today because I just don't understand. I mean, with things going on with my dad now, and there's just a lot going on in my life.
Okay. So, what's going on in your life?
I mean, just it's just nerve wracking, And then it's like family, they all against me. My dad going in the, rest home, but I mean, I'm really against it, but there ain't nothing else I can do. I mean, and it's crazy for them to feel like they feel about the whole situation, and they ain't trying to do nothing about it, but they making me feel a certain way. So
Correct. Um, Let me just reassure you that you bringing your loved one here, you shouldn't feel bad about bringing your loved one here because your loved one is having around the clock care and he's getting everything he needs here. You were very courageous in doing that because most elderly people suffer because they don't have the correct things that they need to be able to survive. So
hmm
I just want to thank you for doing that. Thank you for making that decision on the behalf of your father. So back to what you were saying about how it's nerve wracking and your family. The things that what are some of the things that they are saying to you?
well, man, family like brothers and sisters, they don't have time, but it's a problem that daddy's in the rest home, but they got their own lives. They saying daddy got his life and they got their lives, so they got to raise their family.
Hmm.
But like I'm telling them, daddy done raised them, so why they can't take time up with him too? It ain't all about me.
Right, that's understandable.
So they feel like I'm supposed to take care of myself. So
Right. So what do you do for a living?
I cut grass.
Okay. You have your own business?
Yes,
Okay. So you have any children?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How many children you have?
I have like 7 kids.
You have seven kids. Are they grade school kids? Are they adults?
Yeah, my youngest one is like 13.
Okay. So they're in the home with you. Is
Yes,
your
ma'am.
wife present?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's talk about your brothers and sisters for a minute. So how many how many do you have?
I got like 5 brothers and like 2 sisters.
Okay, they all live in different states or are they here in the community?
They live different states. But, they come around and visit every so often, like not much as they should.
Hmm. Growing up, did you guys have a good relationship with your father?
Well, my relationship always been good with them. I guess they had a good relationship with him, but they had a falling out. You know, I guess because Dad was the way he was, so they just, I mean, all of them couldn't deal with how he was. So,
Correct. What way was your dad? Was he angry? Was he mean? Was he?
well, he was all types of ways because he was in the army.
Hmm.
So once you come from the army and saying so much stuff, and then I guess it messed with you. So his mind was like coming and going, and it, man. Sometimes he would tell us about the things that went on, and his best friends, and um, that was in the army with him, and things that happened to them. It's crazy stuff that went on, and for him to still talk about it.
So he remembers that with his dementia. He goes back to it a lot.
Yeah, he can go all the way back. He can remember his best friends and all that.
Okay. So what made you opt to want to bring your father here to autumn care?
Well, like I said, we couldn't really take care of him like he needed to be took care of. You know, I really want to take more time with him, and because it's like I said, nerve wracking to have to put him in there. And I mean, even though I know that y'all gonna make sure he's all right, I still gotta know for myself that he's all right. For him just being my dad, and him raising me up to be who I am today. So I got to make sure he's all right.
Correct. That's understandable. So we talked about your dad, but is your mom still around?
Mm-hmm.
Does your mom have dementia?
No,
Okay. Was her and your dad living in the house together?
nah, they ain't together. They ain't together
They split up.
anymore.
Okay. Um, does your mom still come around to see you guys, or is she just off in another relationship?
She off in another relationship. And, I mean, we go see her, but I guess the kids see her. But I guess she see them more than Dad see them. So they'll go see Dad like that because I don't know. I guess they ain't never really had that bond with him because, like I said, he was an army guy. And he was real strict.
Hmm.
Because you got to think about it. When he was in the army, he was like, I guess he must have been like the sergeant or something. So he was one of them ones that get in your face and scream and spit. So,
Hmm. So when did you start seeing changes in your father's behaviors? When did you notice? What made you say, okay, we have a problem here?
well, he started doing weird stuff like, it don't even be hot outside. And, I mean, it don't even be cold outside. And he'll be like, one of my kids was over there with him one day and it wasn't even cold outside. And I was looking for my kid, and he had a blanket
Hmm.
over my kid. And I was looking for him and, I couldn't find him, and he said he'd know where he was at, but that's where he was at under that blanket that he put on.
Wow. So how long had your child been under the blanket? Do you know?
I don't know because he was asleep.
Oh, wow. So how did your dad react when you went and told him that, hey, the baby's here under the blanket?
Well, he was like, no, he wasn't in there. When did he get here?
So he didn't even remember when your child came
Hmm.
there.
And then dad was a cook too. He can cook something. And then one day I guess he was trying to fry some fish in some water. Had the water turn up hard. Had his fish battered up, ready to go in there. Had it looking good, but it wasn't no grease. It was water.
Or
So I mean, there was something wrong.
whenever you started seeing these signs, did you get more involved?
Oh yeah, I had to do away with like the power to the stove and different things. I had to make sure that it wasn't nothing that could harm him.
Okay. Did you have someone come in his house to watch him while you were at work, or?
Sometimes I have, I got a couple friends that I get that was real cool with my dad too, and there's a couple older ladies that stay down the road from him that know him real good, and they come look at them too and bring them stuff and make sure you eat.
Oh, that's really good. That shows that you live in a good community. You guys are a close-knit community. So, along with what the signs that your father was showing as far as he needed someone to come in and help, how how did he feel about coming here, coming
Well,
to the nursing
his
home?
mind is like he don't really. I guess it don't bother him because he don't really know. It's like he don't really know me like that. So for him not knowing me like that, I guess this would really be nothing to him.
Hmm. Since he's been here in the nursing home, has your family members tried to contact him or come see him? Well, with them saying and them judging you for putting your father here, how does that make you feel?
Well, I mean, they gonna judge anyway, so I guess it don't matter. I'm just gonna do whatever makes my dad happy.
Correct. Are you having trouble with it?
Yeah, a little something. Him being in there because I'm not used to him being in there, and I'm used to him being, right here by me.
Mhm.
So
That's understandable. I had a time when it came for me to decide if I needed to put my father in the nursing home as well. And I had to put him in the nursing home because that was the best thing for me because I couldn't manage home and caregiver status. It was just too hard for me. So I really understand where you're coming from. And like I said, I commend you because most people wouldn't do that. You're strong because it takes a lot to help out someone that has dementia.
it's a lot.
Yes. So let's go back to your wife. Does your wife? You said your wife works and she doesn't really get involved with you and your father.
Yeah, she don't really get involved.
Do you get involved in her family to help
Well,
out? Does her are her parents in the same state as yours? Let's
nah,
not state wise, but mental wise, like dementia.
her parents all right. Her parents pretty good. They come by and dad come by and sit with me sometime. We talk,
Does it bother you that she's not more hands on with your father? That she wasn't more hands on and more included in things with your father? Does that bother you?
Well, in a little way it does, but I guess I feel like it's my father, so um, if he was in his right mind, I think she'd have more to do with him. But him being out of his right mind, he can say or do anything, or there ain't no telling what he might come across. It's just weird, right? It's weird right now with dementia. It's real weird.
Okay. Well, let's do this. I'm going to schedule you a meeting to come in within the next few weeks. And when you come back, I want you to have a list. Go and make the pros and I want you to make a list of pros and cons and why you feel like putting your dad in the nursing home was good and why you felt like putting him in the nursing home wasn't a good decision. Okay?
Okay.
And whenever you come back in the next few weeks, we'll discuss them so that we can get deeper into this. Okay?
Okay.
How does that sound? Okay, well, thank you for coming in today, Mr. Marla. It was nice seeing you, and thank you for taking the time out your schedule to talk to me.
All right. Thank you. It was
Thank
nice meeting
you.
you too.
Nice to meet you too.